this is Xltactical, and thank you guys for joining me in another video. It is that time of year. It's where most of the channels are putting out that obligatory 2023 gun collection video. We're jumping on the bandwagon. We're doing the same. You'll see a lot of the same guns that some of the other YouTubers have been putting it out, or the gun tubers. I'm doing some of the same thing. I'm going to go through them. Hopefully I get through all of them. Don't want to make this a super long video. I'm not going to be doing reviews on it. I just want to just show you what we have. If you have a comment, a question, or you want to see an in-depth review, get that in the comment sections below and let me know which gun and what you want to see. If you've already subscribed, thank you guys very much. If you haven't, please consider it. If you're finding this channel for the first time, if you enjoy this content, make sure to smash that like button and share it as you will. But let's get right into it. Before we move on, just to make sure everyone understands, all these guns have been safety checked. There is no ammo nearby, no mags present, so we are dealing with safe firearms in a controlled environment. Alright, let's get this off going in a bang. First off, we have the Springfield Armory 1911 DS. What a gun. Fun to shoot, flat shooting, excellent firearm. If you're getting into that 2011 market, I highly recommend that you look at the Springfield Prodigy. This is the 4 1/4. We might bring the 5-inch, but you're going to have to stay tuned for that. Get down in the comments if you want to see that coming to. Next off, we're moving on to the most popular firearms on my channel. You guys have visited this particular platform many times. There's tons of videos out there for you guys to look at, but this is the Glock 43X. We have two of them. It wasn't just enough to have one. I've done a bunch of upgrades to this Glock 43X. We did have a 48 before. Didn't quite live up to the promise. We changed some of the components, used some of the parts, and created this nice little project. Stay tuned for a video that's coming up on this, but this right here is Glock 43X Perfection. Great firearms, easy to conceal, great everyday carry guns. Let's throw something into the mix right now. Take a break from the pistols. What I have here is my Xltactical KS7, chambered in 12 gauge. Takes 7 rounds of 12 gauge, small, compact. I know every time I show this out, people always say, what video game is that from? This is a stout little gun. It can be a truck gun, home defense gun. Everyone should have shotguns in their collection and for self-defense. This actually shoots a ton of different loads, even including the mini shots. I highly encourage or recommend the Xltactical KS7. So I know what you're saying. Well, Max, I'm not going to be spending or breaking the bank on all those different firearms. If you want something affordable, get you out on the range, shoot plenty of time, and not break the bank, I'm going to give you some options that can do some of that. First off, if you haven't had or shot a Ruger 10/22, I don't know what you're waiting for. This is the Charger Edition, small, compact, very easily to conceal, but accurate as all hell. Different variants for this. The Ruger 10/22 is a staple to have in any collections. If you want to go out and shoot more 22, I do encourage you always have some kind of trainer or a gun that you can shoot and manipulate just like you were handling other firearms. On my left here is my GSG 1911 chambered in 22 long rifle. As you guys can see, I have an American flag theme on it. Has all the same manipulation, and it handles just like a regular 1911 that would be chambered in 45. Also, one thing that's been on the channel for quite some time is my Taurus TX22. 16 rounds of 22, affordable, gets you out a whole day out on the range. As you guys can see, I did my own little pattern of a rattle can job. Fun gun, accurate, very reliable, and again, gets you out to the range without breaking the bank. But Max, the 22 long rifle is just not my cup of tea. Well, we don't discriminate here. We love all different calibers. We shoot any kind of caliber that we can get our hands on. It makes us better shooters. It gets us more accurate out on the range and gives us more time behind the trigger. I'm going to give you some options of what we have here that talk about different calibers that can come to you. Again, here we go. Ruger has made this. I've seen a ton of people have a platform like this, and even this particular firearm. This is the Ruger LCP chambered in 380. 6 rounds of 380. Snappy gun, but very reliable. Continues to be a very nice concealable pocket firearm. we move on to something a little bit easier to manipulate. For those that don't like to manipulate slides or can't have the functionalities of it, a revolver is something that would fit right up your alley. This is the Smith & Wesson Airweight 642, I believe, chambered in 38 special. Stout little gun, a lot snappier, but 5 rounds, easy to manipulate. No problem in handling this particular firearm. Great purse or pocket or car gun. And lastly, again, we talk about bigger calibers. We do have here our TSOS 1911 chambered in 45 ACP. This is a clone of one of those service weapons that they used to issue back in the days for the Army. It's been through World War I believe World War II, and it's just a tried and proven platform and firearm. Great 1911 trigger and very fun gun to shoot. But we didn't forget about that long gun game. When we talked about different calibers, what we have here is our Savage chambered in 17 HMR. Tiny little firearm, fast moving projectile, easy to manipulate, no recoil. You can get out to 100 yards with no problem. Pair this up with a nice scope. A great varmint gun. If those of you that have property out there, highly recommend. And the fact that it is bolt action, that is just awesome. As we move through, one of the last calibers that we separated out here is our PSA AK-47 chambered in 7.62 by 3.9. Yes, before that round used to be very affordable. Within the last couple years, it hasn't been quite the same, but super accurate gun, very well made, affordable. It's an American made AK-47. Palmetto State knocked it out of the park with this one. This particular variant is my American Bastard. So if you're able to put your hands on one of these, I want to make sure you let me know that you got it. I know what you're saying. Where are the Glocks? Where are the Glocks? Where's the perfection? Well, we've had Glocks in the channel. I've had it in my collection, and what I have here is what I can bring to you. These are not Glocks. These are my Palmetto State PSA daggers. They are based off of the Glock 19 Gen 3 model. Aftermarket on this particular firearm is humongous. If you don't have one, I suggest you get one. Very affordable, very reliable, and PSA continues to knock it out of the park, bringing such a wide selection of firearms to us. Over here, we have our PSA Dagger Compact, and on my right, I have my Compact S. So this one is basically a copy of a Glock 19 Gen 3, while this one models more a 19X. It's a 19 slide on a 17 frame. So 17 rounds or 15 rounds of 9mm goodness. Man, if you haven't shot a PSA dagger and you continue to be on the fence about it, get out to the range, rent one, get a buddy, call me up, let me know. I'll let you shoot it. You won't be disappointed by this particular fire. So with all the different things in the news, I know you were probably thinking, man, he got rid of all his AR fun. Nope, that's not who I am. That's not what I believe. So here, what I have here is my PSA AR-15 chambered in 5.56. I have it paired up with a nice prism optic up there. I like that FDE goodness. A lot of ambi controls throughout here. Fun to shoot. Recoils very well to maintained. And then when you talk about AR-15, that is something that has some stopping power and definitely can get the job done. Giving you another option that I have is something that I can get a little further range out there. This is my Radical Firearms AR-15 chambered as well in 5.56. We do have a magnifier red dot optic combo in there. Again, a lot of ambi-sane controls, upgraded furniture, great solid firearm, affordable. If you guys haven't shot a Radical, I'm sure there's videos out there. For me, it's been performing top notch. And passes great savings on to us, the end user. Definitely recommend. We're approaching the home stretch, folks. You know, you've seen a lot of different firearms in here. I do want to bring a couple of those optic options that I do have here. We'll start off with this one. I love this little gun. It continues to be a sidearm that I have to go out and train, and just it allows me to get a lot of trigger time on the range. This is the FN 502 Tactical, chambered in 22 long rifle. I do have a right-on optic that's paired up. Again, month of April, we are talking about a ton of optics. Over on my right and over on my left, I have the last two of the pistols that do have an optic system on here. And when you're talking about budget mindedness, Ruger knocked it out of the park with the Ruger Max 9, allowing 12 and 10 rounds of 9mm goodness. Very budget minded firearm. I have it paired up with a Crimson 1550 red dot. Affordable, reliable, and gets the job done. And then lastly, this was my unicorn. I don't think I've released a video on this. Stay tuned for what's coming. This is the P365X, not to be mistaken with the XL or the X Comp or the X Macro. Right here, this is a P365 slide, smaller slide on an XL body or frame. Able to put on weapons light, and I have one of my favorite optics that I have, Holosun 507K2 on there, which is awesome. Stay tuned for an in-depth video on this, and make sure you are subscribed so you know when those videos come. Folks, let's start to bring this home. My PCC carbines, a lot of AR style firearms chambered in 9mm, great sub guns, truck guns, home defense guns. Over here I have my Grand Power Strybog, again chambered in 9mm, tons of fun, very affordable, reliable firearm. We're in the middle of making some updates and just giving it a new look for it. Stay tuned for an update video on this particular one. What you just recently saw was one of the most affordable, and if you wanted something small and sleek and compact, we have here our PX9, which is our PSA AR9. It's got our Honey Badger brace on there, super small, 5-inch barrel. Overall length is tiny. We can put this in a backpack. You can keep this in a car trunk. Super fun to shoot. Takes Glock mags, which again, in this day and age, if you can get something that has Glock mags and have functionality between platforms, that is an A+ in my book. So what do we have left? Let's finish it off, folks. Where I'm gonna finish it off with two of my favorite firearms. They've been with me for quite some time, and they will not leave the channel. This particular platform did leave at one time. This is the PSA ARV, chambered in 9mm, an AK variant, subgun, super fun to shoot, awesome trigger. Recoil management on this is excellent, paired off with some very nice optics. If you go out to the range, there's one negative about this, is that there's never enough ammo to continue to keep feeding this at the range. And my last firearm is our PTR MP5, chambered in 9mm. You talk about subguns, this is the granddaddy of them all. Very small, discreet, compact, based off of the H&K MP5, slap action, optic ready, fun to shoot, roller delayed blowback, affordable, and man, if you grew up in the 80s, 90s, man, if you were around in the 70s, you know about this particular firearm. You know that it is fun to shoot, and that's why so many people like to have this in a collection. That is it, my folks. I appreciate you guys joining me on this video. Was it due? I'm not sure. I did want to bring it to you guys. There's still things that are on the way. There's still things that are coming. There's still things that I owe you. That's it for me, folks. Again, I continue to thank you guys all that come here and support. And just take a little bit of time out of your personal life to watch these videos. I spread the word on 2A. I think it's important. I think it's good that you are protecting you and your loved ones. If you get out to the range, make sure you're safe, you have fun, have fellowship with your friends, your family, and just overall, exercise your 2A rights. With all the stuff that's going on in the world right now, I just want to make sure that, folks, guns are not a bad thing. If you know what you're doing and you stay trained and you understand the responsibility of gun ownership, and that's a plus. I appreciate each and every one of the new viewers and those of you that are always coming back. If you haven't clicked on the notification bell, make sure you do so you can stay up to date with videos like this. Folks, until next time, make sure you go out there and stay safe, go to the range, and I'll see you guys later.